Alright, this is John Colo at DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. In this episode, we're going to compare the Kuvings CB1000 against the well-selling Vitamix. I know a lot of you guys own Vitamixes, a lot of you guys are looking to buy a Vitamix, but in my opinion, the Vitamix is not the best blender in the world. Maybe it used to be the best blender before vacuum blending technology came out. Vacuum blending technology is the latest technology that allows you to retain more nutrition, not mix all the oxygen into your mixtures, which means you're going to get more gas and bloating, keeps more nutrition, has a better color, better mouthfeel, better texture, non-metallic or bitter flavors due to the oxidation, as well as less foam and bubbles, and it stays a more uniform consistency and resists separation, unlike traditional blending. I encourage Vitamix to catch up to date and come out with a vacuum blender, because no Vitamix blender is a vacuum blender. And to me, that just puts it at the bottom of the barrel, because the newest technology is vacuum blending that can take your blending to the next level. So in this episode, I'm going to show you guys the difference vacuum blending can make. So before we get into this episode, what I really want to share with you guys is about the special Black Friday sale that Kuvings USA now has going on until November 29th. They have the biggest discount ever all year on the Kuvings CB1000 commercial professional vacuum blender that makes blending easier than any other blender out there, because it's fully automatic. And right now, only for the next few days, you can save $600 off this machine, which is almost 33% off savings with the coupon code DJ30 at KuvingsUSA.com. Make sure you guys use my coupon code so you get the 30% off, and then Kuvings will share me a small commission so I can continue to make these educational videos for you guys. So I want to thank you guys who will use that coupon code DJ30. You can save the most off the Kuvings vacuum blender that has ever been offered. And guys, they only normally do this once a year, so if you're on the fence and been waiting for it, buy it now before the sale expires, because this is the lowest price you're ever going to get on my favorite blender in the world, the Kuvings CB1000. And link down below to my video for my original unboxing of the Kuvings CB1000, as well as a video below why it is my favorite blender in the world, as well as my video where it compared to the highest end Vitamix money can buy and how it literally blew it away. So I know a lot of you guys may have never heard of vacuum blending before or don't even understand the concept, so I want to explain it to you guys just real simple style. We're going to demonstrate using the CB1000, the easiest vacuum blender to use on the market. So the first off is, I like that this is fully automatic. You literally just press one button and the lid opens up automatically. You can go ahead and then fill up all the items in your blender carafe, and then the only thing you have to do is hit another button. You could press a quick start or any button 1 to 5, which is pre-programmed. We're going to hit button number 2, and I can explain to you guys what is happening. Number 2 button, top close, several vacuum pumps come on. It literally sucks out the extra oxygen out of the carafe. Usually this works for about 15 seconds, so it only adds literally 15 seconds to your blending time, sucking out all the excess oxygen out of the carafe. So when the blender is blending, like it is now, it's not mixing in all the air into your smoothie, into your blended sauces and drinks and mixtures. Like with the Vitamix. When you blend in the Vitamix, you start with a level here, and then when you're done, the level is higher. That's because it's introducing significant amounts of oxygen into your blended smoothie. When the Kuvings is done, it releases the vacuum, something that other vacuum blenders don't do automatically, and then the lid will open up automatically. Boom, and now you can take out your smoothie. There's no vacuum lock on the lid like other vacuum blenders, right? Take it off and you can enjoy your smoothie. This is truly the game-changing technology of the Kuvings CB1000. It makes vacuum blending easy, accessible, and fast so that you guys can do it, because most vacuum blenders have an external vacuum pump. You got to run it for like 90 seconds, and even then, all the other vacuum blenders I've tested do not suck out as much oxygen as the Kuvings CB1000. I just don't tell you guys this. I put my money where my mouth is, because I've tested this with a meter. So link down below to my video where I test all the major vacuum blenders and show you guys that the Kuvings CB1000 sucks out more air and oxygen out of the carafe. A matter of fact, like 80% of the oxygen before blending to retain more nutrition. Now, aside from retaining more nutrition, you're gonna have less dissolved oxygen in the blended mixture, which means less gas and bloating and belching due to the swallowing of the oxygen or air that you're swallowing when you drink your smoothie or mixtures. You're gonna have reduced oxidation, which is gonna preserve more oxygen-sensitive nutrients. So things like vitamin C are oxygen-sensitive, as well as some polyphenols, oxygen-sensitive. You can improve the color, so the colors are gonna be a lot more vibrant and vivid, especially if you guys are doing Instagram or taking photos of your creations. You're also gonna improve the flavor because you're gonna have a better mouthfeel, as well as you're not gonna have the bitter overtones or even like metallic overtones that you get sometimes when polyphenol oxidase starts to oxidize the polyphenols. There's been studies published about this. In addition, you're gonna get a smoother and creamier texture that has a much better mouthfeel, and you're gonna have a longer shelf life because the dissolved oxygen in your blended mixture will later on just pop inside the mixture and basically use up the antioxidants in there, so you're not gonna have as many antioxidants in your blended mixtures. In addition, you're gonna have less foam and bubbles on and inside your blended mixture, so it looks a lot better. And finally, of course, biggest thing is that you're gonna have minimal, if any, separation. The vacuum blended mixture is gonna stay more uniform, consistent, and resist separation, as I'm gonna show you guys in a minute. So you guys understand better vacuum blending. Literally, it's just blending like in a Vitamix, but you're sucking out the excess oxygen before you blend. And yes, if you are a DIY kind of person, you could make some kind of contraption for your Vitamix to suck the oxygen out before you blend. Plenty of people have done that. There's DIY tutorials online for that. That being said, it could be a hassle. And for those of you guys that own a traditional, not the new Ascent or Venturas Vitamixes, they do have kits available for the Vitamix to convert it into a vacuum blender. It's called the Void Systems Lid. Link down below to that video. In any case, what I want to do for you guys today is demonstrate this by blending water and tomatoes in each blender to show you guys the results. All right, so as you guys can see, I got an even amount of Roma tomatoes, which happens to be 344 grams in each bowl. I also have about 200 milliliters of water in this little beaker here. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and empty it out into the blender craft. 200 milliliters of water and 344 grams of Roma tomatoes. Go ahead and put the lid on the Vitamix. Next up, let's go ahead and load up the Kuvings vacuum blender. Once again, 200 milliliters of water and 344 grams of Roma tomatoes. Put the lid on the Kuvings vacuum blender, set it in place. All right, so now that you're all loaded up, you literally have to press one button on the Kuvings and the lid will shut. It'll pull a vacuum, it'll blend automatically, it will release the vacuum, the lid will open up, and then you'll be all ready. We're gonna use the 17-second pre-programmed cycle. And so I'm gonna get this going, and as it's blending, I'm gonna go ahead and then turn on the Vitamix during the blending cycle, but not during the vacuum cycle, so we could blend for the even amount of time. So 1, 2, 3, press 2. All right, it's vacuuming out. It's gonna take about 15 seconds, removing up to 80% of the oxygen out of the crab. You can see bubbles coming out of the liquid. As you guys can see, 10, 12, 13, it's blending. We're gonna blend this up. All right, we turn that off, turn this off. It's now releasing the vacuum. You can hear all the air going back into the carafe. Once the vacuum's released, the lid opens up, letting you know that your blended mixture is ready. This is like the most state-of-the-art blender on the entire market, in my opinion. Of course, the Vitamix is the Vitamix. So let's go ahead, get out 2 nice tall glasses so we could show you guys the difference. All right, take off the lid on the Vitamix and take off the lid on the Kuvings. All right, let's see how talented if I could pour in both at the same time, because I want you guys to see the difference. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. All right, you guys see the difference? Huge difference. All right, number 1, I put even amounts of tomatoes and water into each blender, but yet why did the Vitamix have it go higher? Why did it make more liquid in there? That's because it didn't make liquid out of thin air. It added the air bubbles, and as you guys could clearly see, you know, one is deeper, darker than the other, right? The Kuvings is darker. It has a more uniform blend. It better blended up because this added a lot of extra dissolved oxygen, and that's what you're seeing. It's just like, it's pink. It's not even red. So you're lessening some of the different oxygen-sensitive nutrients, potentially things like lycopene, vitamin A, vitamin C, is going to be lower. Plus, you know, because you're adding significant amounts of oxygen, if you are adding things with polyphenol oxidase, such as bananas, the bananas will oxidize fast because the polyphenol oxidase is literally supercharged when there's more oxygen in there. In an oxygen-deprived environment, polyphenol oxidase cannot work as quickly to dissolve and to break down the polyphenols. That's why when you blend a banana and water in the Vitamix, you drink some, it tastes all right, but you made too much, you let it sit a couple, 3 hours, you drink it later, it tastes horrible. Tastes bitter, tastes metallic. That's because it's been oxidizing. The polyphenol oxidase is at work. Meanwhile, you do the same thing in a vacuum blender. You drink it, it tastes better than the Vitamix because you're not getting the bitter flavors from the get-go. You let it sit a couple, 3 hours, you taste it again, it tastes just like it came out of the vacuum blender because all that dissolved oxygen is not in the mixture, so the polyphenol oxidase is not going crazy, and you're preserving more nutrition, better mouthfeel, less gas and bloating when you drink your blended smoothies that are supposed to be healthy for you. This is the true way to get and make the healthiest smoothies and other blended mixtures in your blender through vacuum blending, and of course the Kuvings CB1000 is my favorite. That's pretty much the end of this. So I think what I'll do next is we're going to go ahead and put a time lapse of these separating right in front of your eyes, so you guys can see how it separates over time, how the non-vacuum blended separates, and how the Kuvings vacuum blended does not. Alright, so there you guys have it. What did you think about this episode? I'd love to know in the comments down below. To me, vacuum blending is huge, and I know looking at this over the internet, you know, John, doesn't make a difference, I'm sticking with my Vitamix, and yes, you guys could think that, but when I did an in-person demonstration recently at the Texas Fruit Festival, to over 50 people, I gave them samples of bananas that were vacuum blended with water versus non-vacuum blended. Everybody tasted a difference, and they're like, wow, we really need to get a vacuum blender. And I wish you were here to taste both options because there's a huge difference in the taste. But you guys just saw the separation, and this stuff is real. That being said, if you've been waiting and on the fence to buy a vacuum blender, you guys want to buy my favorite one, do it now. It's on sale for 30% off, the Kuvings CB1000 Vacuum Blender with coupon code DJ30. It's going to save you guys a whopping $600 off the Kuvings CB1000. This is the lowest price all year and probably won't be this low again until next year if their Black Friday deal is this good. So don't delay. Order before they run out because there is a limited inventory. They don't keep a lot of these guys on hand because they are so pricey. Of course, if you've missed the amazing Black Friday sale, then you guys could use a coupon code DJ10 and that'll save you $200 off the Kuvings CB1000, which is still a solid price for an amazing vacuum blender. So if you guys want to learn more about vacuum blending, make sure you click the link down below to watch my video, The 2 Things Vitamix Won't Tell You About Their Blenders, one of which is vacuum blending and the difference it can make, because I literally use a dissolved oxygen meter to show you guys how much dissolved oxygen is in a non-vacuum blended mixture compared to a vacuum blended one. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and also please guys share this with people that are not familiar with vacuum blending so that they can see the difference vacuum blending makes and also get the best deal all year on the Kuvings CB1000, the best vacuum blender in the world in my personal opinion. Also be sure to click on the subscribe button right down below so you don't miss my new and upcoming episodes. I've coming out every 7 days. You never know where I'll show up, what I'll be unboxing, what new juicers I'll be comparing, or vacuum blenders I'll be testing, or knowledge bombs I'll be dropping on you so you guys can take your health to the next level by processing fruits and vegetables and other plant foods in your kitchen in the best ways possible. Make sure you click the little bell so you get notified as many videos come out. And finally, be sure to check my past episodes. Past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 800 episodes at this time on this channel dedicated to you guys all about the equipment to process fruits and vegetables in the best ways possible to maximize your health. So with that, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors.